It feels like it's been an eternity, but I'm back in the garage, fresh off a power tour. I have abandoned Jeff in this charger project. I went out on the power tour for a week, and before that, we were getting Ellsworth ready. Before that, I took my wife for her 40th birthday out to Maine. So I've been leaving Jeff to his own devices here, and he's been killing it, guys. I want to bring you guys up to speed on where we're at with this charger project and talk a little bit about what we're going to do tonight and for this week, and get you guys all caught up, brought up to speed, and then we're going to get to work and jam on this charger and see just how much of this rust we can get out of this car this week. All right, so last we left you on this charger, I believe I had done that patch over on the rocker over there, and Jeff was working on getting the floor fully welded up to center here. Since that time, he's come in and done a lot of cleanup and rust removal inside the subframe here. He's treated all of this metal, primed it on the inside, so we're ready to seal it back up. Get some paint in there, probably get it sealed up before the floor goes in. In addition to that, he's got all of the inside rocker structure, the inside of just below the firewall area down there on both sides here. All that's been treated with OSPO. He patched a ton of holes in this thing. And what else?
Welded the floor to the wheel well on the driver's side.
Yes, there. So we got...
Super stoked about that.
Yep, he's got the inner and outer fender all welded up in there. All right, so what we're gonna do tonight is I'm gonna focus on getting the floor, the first half of the floor that we put in, it's only tacked in. I'm gonna go ahead and get that welded up. While I'm working on that, there are a couple very small floor patches we need to take care of from areas where we removed braces and stuff like that on the floor pan back here. Jeff's gonna go ahead and cut some patches up for that. We're gonna get those welded in tonight. And we're just gonna try and get ourselves one step closer to being able to put the floor pan in. So we've got a lot of like little things that we need to take care of, braces that need to be welded and tacked on, that are tacked on but need to be welded on, just a lot of that type of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead, try and get a lot of that wrapped up and see just how far we can get this week, and then hopefully before too long we'll be reinstalling the brand new floor pan in this 1973 Dodge Charger.
And ask your doctor if Dupixent is right for you. Now, only discounts with USA Auto Insurance offer. So you might need to stay here. Multi-vehicle discounts. See driver discount.
All right, we're back on Jeff's Charger tonight, and we are making quick work of this thing. We are very close to being able to put the floor back in this car. Jeff's been working on cleaning up a lot of the corrosion and the rust and stuff up in the front frameworks. We've got one more brace we need to put on up in the back of the car. That's what I'm going to work on tonight. And then there's a second one under there that is tacked in that needs to be welded in. We're going to get those two things welded in. We got a couple little patch things in the trunk to take care of. Like I said, Jeff's going to continue on working on cleaning up and prepping the subframe under here. We're really ready to put the floor in, but we're trying to do as much of the work as we can with the floor out. So prepping the front frame rails, all that kind of stuff, so that we can at least at a minimum prime them, get all the rust off them, get them primed, and then when we go to paint the underside of this thing, the car should be all basically ready to paint on the bottom side. So we're going to get to that now. I'm going to climb under the car and get some of this welding done. just about to start welding. The rain just started coming down, guys. The temperature dropped about 15 degrees, which I'm not going to complain about because it's been hot out here. But yeah, we've got, you might get to see a little bit of a lightning show in the background here while we're working. Great, all inside the frame rails and the subframe, all going to be completely rust-free and repainted. Good for another 50 years.
There we go.
Oh, we made some awesome progress tonight. As you guys saw, Jeff's got the inside of the subframe up here all painted black. Basically, we've got the floor ready to start being fitted with one exception. We've got this section here of the floor that we still need to fit back in before the front can go on. And we've got a little bit of patching we need to do on this panel over here that's going to require breaking out the bead roller. So you can see all that down there. That's a little bit crusty right down there. And that's got a few beads in it. So on Saturday, we're going to get that patched in. We're going to get this piece fit into place right here, tacked in, and we're going to start fitting in the floor pan. Everything else has been treated, primed, painted. We've got weld-through primer on the tops of all the flanges. So this thing is basically ready to be fitted and welded in place. Now, underneath here, as you guys saw, I worked on getting this little bracket welded in. That thing holds vacuum lines and fuel line manifold. So, and it's a little bit of a brace there for the floor. Got that welded in, and then we got our shock tower welded back in up in here. Thing fought us a little bit, but we got it fit in place. Now the reason that it didn't want to quite fit was because, if you remember, we plated the frame rails on both sides, so the width of that shock tower had to be narrowed down a little bit, and we got that fit in and welded into place. I've gone ahead and I've cleaned up around our weld area on both the top and the bottom side of this panel. Jeff had already primed the bottom side of this, so we went and took a little bit of that primer back away from the weld edge, so we aren't drawing that primer up and into our weld puddle as we're trying to weld that up. So that's what I'm going to do next. Jeff is in here working on the firewall. You guys can see he's got most of this firewall cleaned up already. It's pretty solid. There was some surface rust on there. He's got a lot of that knocked off with the wire wheel. I think we're going to go back and probably treat this one time with the OSFO just to knock down any residual rust that's still there, convert that from the oxide, and see what else we're going to get into here. But we're trying to do as much of this stuff as we can up front while the floor pan's out, just because it'll be a lot easier than laying on your back on the floor and trying to do all this stuff. For the last several months, Jeff and I have been exclusively using our Captain welders, specifically the MiG 200 and TIG 205P Pro. I've not only been impressed with the quality of these units, but also with the ease of use. Jeff has gained a tremendous amount of confidence learning how to weld using the MiG 200, and I've taught myself how to TIG weld using the TIG 205P Pro. If you're in the market for a quality welder that comes at a reasonable price, check out Arc Captain welders at arccaptain.com. Okay, I got this side.
First of all, the drain tube.
And we may have to adjust a little bit on the floor. It may not be 100% perfect. There it goes. Or it might be actually
What was that?
exactly perfect.
We got a little bit of
Sweet Moses, it lined up along most of the tunnel and everything too. Well, that is friggin' awesome.
I think it's got to, if anything, it's got to rotate that way. I'm hung up a little here.
Okay, well we can
it.
always trim a little bit off an edge or something if we need
That,
to. But
I mean, yeah, that's like a quarter of an inch of that
okay.
tab is about the extent of it.
Wow. All right, so there you go, guys. Here's the AMD floor pan.
God bless AMD.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really awesome fit. Same thing back here. We got maybe not even a quarter inch we need to trim off back here. And then we've got a tab up there that's maybe a quarter inch. So we're going to go ahead, get those trimmed out, and get this thing set down in place. But goodness gracious, look how well everything lines up. And this is the first time in probably 40 years that this car has had solid, non-bent floor pans, non-rusted floor pans, aside from a little surface rust here we're going to clean out. But man, this looks awesome. With the firewall cleaned up, the new floor pan in, we got this little section, all the surface rust blasted off of that. It's looking really, really good.
Sorry.
Sure. You want to take those and see if you can't.
Yep. But the top of the tunnel seems to be.
Yeah, that one's going to be a bit of a problem.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's what the carpet's for.
If we get the floors lined up where we like them to here, then that's really, it means there's too much material here.
Right.
So we have to take something out of there to get it to come back in.
I like the way the flanges are sitting on that side,
Yeah.
but not this side.
Okay, you don't like that side.
Well, it's just this. These are at complementary
You're
angles.
saying the angle of the, yes, I see what you're saying.
The flange on the firewall's got to come towards
Yep.
me to make that.
I agree.
better.
I thought that gap was pretty good at the top. This one's not bad. I think with C-clamps,
Right.
we can get this tightened up.
Mm-hmm. I love the way the passenger side's looking.
Okay.
I'm totally cool with that.
Well, I'm saying left and right were kind of where we want to be, right? Like, do we want to go ahead and mark out where our spot welds all need to be? We'll line this all up, and then when this goes back in, we'll line it up here, and then we'll start knocking this down into place.
Okay.
And if we need to, we can pull it out again, take a little more out of it, whatever we need to do there.
How are these flanges looking to you? I mean, we got quite a bit of a gap here. It seems.
Yeah, that's why I think I think what's happening is we've got too much material coming up.
Right, and if
So
this,
if I
this,
high slice this,
it'll do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Okay, I can see that happening.
I'm open the mouth here, and then close it down.
Right.
It should push
Yeah, 'cause
this
we're way
come
above.
forward a little bit more. All right, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. We have got the floor all fit, all ready to go. Jeff, you just saw, drilled out all those holes. We got everything prepped and ready to be welded in. We're just running out of time today. So that's where we're gonna end this one. From having the floor in the car, the old floor, getting it out, getting everything prepped and getting this one in. This has been a long couple weeks here, but we've made some incredible progress. And this car just keeps getting more and more solid as we go. And it's extremely exciting for both Jeff and I to be at this point and to be darn near ready to have the floor completely finished. We just have this little section left once we get the floor welded in, and that's what we're gonna take care of next week. We're gonna get the floor welded in, we're gonna get that middle section welded in, and then for us, it's on to basically finishing up the wheel wells, the one rocker on the driver's side, and then getting the quarter panels on, guys. And that's gonna be super exciting because that's gonna totally transform this car from what it was to what it's going to be. And man, we're just getting it done one day at a time here. Just like you guys, if you don't work on your projects that will not work on themselves, get out in the garage, get building, and I'll see you on the next episode of Cody Builds.